When Dazed and Confused rolled into theaters in 1993, it didn't just capture a high school day, but it also captured a whole generation. The film was shot in real hangouts, and the actors experienced awkward teen moments, which made it feel alive in a way no other teen movie had. Here are 20 weird and surprising facts about Dazed and Confused. Fact 1.
All right. Oh, Christ. How you doing?
Matthew McConaughey's famous line,
All right.
wasn't in the script. He came up with it during his audition inspired by a live recording of The Doors, and it perfectly captured the laid-back stoner vibe of his character, David Wooderson. Linklater loved it immediately and let it stay. That tiny improvisation became one of the most memorable lines in film history, a catchphrase that defined McConaughey's career. He delivered it casually, but it resonated with audiences because it felt real. Beyond the line, McConaughey's relaxed performance shaped the whole tone of the movie. He wasn't acting like a stereotypical stoner, he inhabited the role with charm and confidence. Every scene he appears in feels unscripted yet perfectly timed. The line has been referenced endlessly in pop culture and is still associated with the actor decades later. McConaughey said he didn't expect it to take off, but the audience reaction proved it was iconic. This simple improvisation shows how a small natural moment can become legendary. It also highlights Linklater's style, giving actors freedom to create real memorable moments rather than forcing dialogue. In the end, all right, became a symbol of the movie's effortless cool. Fact 2. One of the most surprising things about Dazed and Confused is that nearly all of the dialogue was improvised. Richard Linklater gave the actors situations and objectives, but rarely wrote exact lines. The cast had to react naturally to each other as if they were really hanging out on the last day of school. This is why the conversations feel effortless and real. Moments like the hazing scenes, the backyard parties, and the car rides all have an organic flow that would be impossible with strict scripting. The actors have said they felt like they were living in the 1970s rather than acting in it. Even big emotional beats came from their spontaneous reactions. Linklater would sometimes give them cues mid-scene to push the dialogue in a certain direction, but never dictated the exact words. This method allowed personalities to shine through. Matthew McConaughey, David Wooderson, and Parker Posey all brought their own quirks that became iconic. The improvisation extended to wardrobe and props too. Actors handled items naturally rather than as set pieces. This creative freedom helped make the movie a time capsule of teen life in Texas. It's a rare example of a film that feels completely unscripted, but is tightly structured behind the scenes. Fact 3.
I'm not just waiting for one of them idiot coaches to piss me off again. I don't know. I think you take the whole thing.
The high school in the movie is not a set. It is a real Texas high school called Lee High School in Austin. The hallways, the classrooms, the football field, and even the gym were all filmed on location. Using a real school helped the movie feel authentic because everything looked lived in. The cast walked the halls students had walked decades before. Some of the extras were actual high school students who helped make scenes feel genuine. Linklater wanted the environment to feel real, not like a studio recreation. Even the lockers had stickers and scuffs from actual students. The football field scenes were shot with local players, not actors, to capture real motion. Filming in a functioning school came with challenges. The crew had to work around schedules and obtain special permission to access certain areas. Still, the natural look added to the movie's timeless feel. The real school setting lets viewers feel like they are part of the 1976 day instead of watching a recreation. It also gave the actors something tangible to interact with. The classrooms, the hallways, and the gym became characters themselves, helping the story breathe naturally. Fact 4. Dazed and Confused was shot in an incredibly short time, just 25 days. For a movie with so many characters and locations, that is unusually fast. The cast worked long hours, often filming multiple scenes in one day. Stunts and crowd scenes were scheduled tightly so nothing would fall behind. Linklater relied on improvisation to keep the pace moving. The short schedule forced everyone to stay in character and be ready for anything. Despite the rush, the movie does not feel rushed. Each scene has time to breathe and feel natural. Many of the actors said the fast schedule helped create a real sense of energy because they lived the story day by day. The quick filming also saved money and allowed Linklater to focus on authenticity rather than expensive effects. Extras were cast locally to reduce travel time, and outdoor scenes were scheduled around real daylight. The 25-day shoot is a testament to Linklater's planning and the cast's ability to perform under pressure. That efficiency helped make the movie a classic without the bloated production times typical of Hollywood films. Fact 5. Ben Affleck almost didn't get his role because he had to maintain a long 1970s hairstyle. At the time, Affleck was used to a clean-cut look. To play Fred O'Banion, he had to grow his hair and avoid modern styles. The shaggy hair made him look younger and more like a real high school student. It also gave him the laid-back, rebellious vibe the character needed. Affleck later admitted that keeping the hair long was awkward at first, but it helped him get into character. Haircuts and styling were carefully monitored by the costume department to stay true to the era. Even small touches like sideburns and natural texture were important for authenticity. The hairstyle helped him blend with the ensemble cast and fit into the movie's naturalistic look. That simple detail added realism and helped create the timeless 1970s aesthetic that makes the film feel so genuine decades later. Fact 6. The hazing scenes in Dazed and Confused feel wild and over the top, yet they were inspired by real hazing rituals Richard Linklater saw while growing up in Texas. He has talked about how older students carried wooden paddles in the mid-1970s and would chase freshmen across parking lots, fields, and even quiet neighborhoods. Linklater did not want to exaggerate these moments, so he kept them almost exactly as he remembered them. The boys in the movie carved paddles, shaped them, sand them, and named them. That detail came straight from how seniors decorated their own paddles in real life. The girls hazing girls with ketchup, flour, mustard, and yelling came from stories Linklater heard from female classmates who said the rituals felt terrifying at the time, but later became strange memories they laughed about. The cast said filming these scenes felt intense because they used real locations like school parking lots and suburban streets, which made everything look and feel like actual high school experiences. The actors playing seniors really swung the paddles, though they aimed carefully, and the sound effects were boosted later. Linklater wanted the hazing to show something honest about teen culture. It was messy, unfair, and loud, yet it shaped friendships and rivalries that lasted long after school ended. This honesty is part of why the movie stands out. Fact 7. The soundtrack in Dazed and Confused is one of the most iconic parts of the movie, yet none of the actors heard those songs while filming. Linklater wanted the performances to feel natural, so the cast had to move, talk, and interact without hearing Aerosmith Kiss Foghat or any of the other big tracks. They heard silence or basic cues, then the music was added during editing. This choice kept the scenes from feeling staged because nobody tried to match the rhythm of a song. The high-energy party moments, the car rides at night, and the slow summer mood all came from the actors and not the soundtrack. Linklater fought hard for those music rights because he believed the songs captured the soul of 1976. The budget was small, so nearly half of it went to securing the music. Years later, the cast said they were shocked when they saw the final cut because the soundtrack changed the entire tone. Scenes that felt simple while filming suddenly felt huge once the music kicked in. The soundtrack became so loved that fans treat it like a separate album. It showed how the right songs can turn a small film into a cultural time capsule. Fact 8.
Later.
So what do we decide?
Jason London did not win the role of Randall Pink Floyd because of fame or experience. Linklater chose him because he reminded him of a friend he grew up with. Linklater wanted the lead character to feel like a real Texas teen, not a polished Hollywood actor. London had the right look and the right energy. He seemed relaxed, confident, and grounded, which matched how Linklater remembered the athletes in his town. The casting team tested many actors, yet London stood out because he did not try too hard. He delivered lines casually and carried himself like someone who belonged on a football field and at a backyard party. That natural tone helped set the mood for the entire movie. London also fit well with the rest of the cast, which mattered because so much of the film relied on chemistry. Many scenes were improvised, so Linklater needed someone who could listen, react, and blend into group moments. By choosing someone who fit a personal memory, Linklater made the film feel more personal and honest. London later said the role changed his career, but also his understanding of how small details shape characters. His look, attitude, and calm presence became a big part of what made the movie believable. Fact 9. One of the reasons the movie feels natural is that the cast became close friends during filming. They spent weeks together on location in Austin, and many of them lived in the same hotel, which made every day feel like summer break. This closeness shaped how the scenes looked because Linklater filmed many of the group moments after the cast had already formed real bonds. The party scenes, the car rides, and the hallway moments feel alive because the actors were not pretending to know each other. They already joked together, stayed up late together, and talked like real teens. Many cast members said they forgot they were making a movie because the lines between filming and hanging out became thin. Linklater encouraged this because he wanted the characters to feel like a real group of friends at the end of the school year. He often filmed scenes in long takes to capture honest reactions instead of stiff acting. The cast said this approach made shooting feel loose, yet exciting, because they did not know exactly how each scene would play out. That sense of comfort carried into the final cut and gave the movie its timeless feeling. Fans often say the film feels like real life, and that is because the friendships were real on and off the camera. Fact 10. Rory Cochran's character, Ron Slater, is one of the most loved characters in the movie, and he came from a real person Linklater knew in high school. Linklater said he grew up around several laid-back dreamers who spoke about space government secrets and deep thoughts while sitting in cars or empty fields. He used pieces of their stories and attitudes to shape Slater. Cochran studied people like that by spending time in Austin record shops and small cafes and said he wanted Slater to feel warm and curious instead of lazy. He created a voice and rhythm for the character that made him feel unique. Many of Slater's lines were improvised, which fit the real stoners Linklater remembered because they drifted from topic to topic without planning it. Fans often think Slater was written as a joke, yet Linklater saw him as someone full of ideas, even though he lived in his own cloud. Cochran said people still approach him and quote Slater because the character feels like someone everyone knew in school. That blend of real inspiration and loose improvisation turned Slater into a fan favorite and one of the most authentic characters in the film. Fact 11. Many of the props in Dazed and Confused came straight from the actors' real lives, which gave the movie a grounded look. The production budget was small, so Linklater encouraged the cast to bring items that matched the 1970s vibe. Some actors brought belts, shirts, jewelry, and even old jackets from home. Others brought notebooks, bumper stickers, and small things they kept in their cars. This made the set feel lived in, rather than staged, because the film relied on improvisation props became part of the conversations. The paddles in the hazing scenes, the bags the characters carried, and even some of the posters seen in bedrooms were chosen or supplied by the cast. Linklater believed these details mattered because teen culture is often shaped by personal items that tell quiet stories. One actor brought an old lighter and used it during a scene without planning it. Another brought a real yearbook that helped the group get into character. These choices gave the actors something real to react to and helped them slip into the world of 1976. The natural look of the movie did not come from expensive design plans. It came from regular objects used by real people, which made the film feel honest and almost documentary-like. This approach helped the movie stand out from other teen films of the era. Fact 12. Milla Jovovich was only 17 when she filmed her role, and her age shaped how she moved through the set. Because she was still a minor, she had limited work hours, and a parent had to be present for most of her filming days. Her role was originally planned to be bigger, but the schedule and the improvisational style made it hard to keep everything balanced. Linklater later said her character would have appeared more in the final cut if time allowed. Even with her smaller role, Jovovich made an impact. She played Michelle, a dreamy creative teen who moved through the movie with quiet confidence. Jovovich also created the artwork seen during the film, which added personality to her character. She had already started modeling before the movie, so she brought a calm, open energy that fit the 1970s tone. Cast members said she blended easily with the group and often played guitar between takes. Her age also made her one of the youngest actors in the cast, which added to the authenticity of the high school scenes. Even though she appears less than other characters, her presence became part of the movie's warm, nostalgic atmosphere. Fans often say they wish she had more screen time because she fit the film's mood so well. Fact 13. The beer used in Dazed and Confused was real in appearance but not in taste. The cast drank a watered-down mixture that looked like beer but had almost no alcohol in it. The goal was to keep scenes authentic without putting actors at risk or letting the energy slow down. The mixture was simple and easy to make, so the crew prepared large coolers before each scene. The actors held the cups casually, which kept everything loose and natural. Because the movie shows many party scenes, Linklater wanted the drinks to feel believable without distracting the cast. Some actors said the fake beer tasted terrible, yet it helped them stay focused during long shoots. It also kept continuity consistent because the color of the drink stayed the same in every cup. Extras used the same mixture during the big party scenes. This small detail helped maintain realism because Linklater wanted viewers to feel like they were standing in a real backyard party on the last night of school. The watered-down beer became a running joke among the cast, who said they often wished for actual soda instead. Even though the drink was simple, it helped shape the film's relaxed summer atmosphere and became part of the behind-the-scenes memories that fans love hearing about. Fact 14. Dazed and Confused came close to being released straight to video because the studio was unsure about its commercial appeal. Test screenings were mixed, and executives worried that the laid-back pacing would confuse audiences who expected a traditional teen comedy. Linklater pushed hard for a theatrical release because he believed the movie's style needed to be experienced on a big screen with an audience reacting together. He argued that the film captured real teen life, not a formula plot. After long discussions, the studio agreed to a limited theatrical run. Even then, marketing was small, which made it hard for viewers to find the movie. Early box office numbers were low, yet the film built a strong following on college campuses. Word of mouth helped it grow slowly until it became a full cult classic. Cast members said they had no idea the movie almost skipped theaters until years later. Many fans discovered it on VHS or late-night cable, which helped it spread to a new generation. The near miss shows how close the movie came to being overlooked. Instead, it became one of the most loved teen films ever made because viewers connected deeply with its honesty and mood. Fact 15. Richard Linklater appears briefly in the film, though many viewers miss it because it happens fast. He plays a man who talks to Wiley Wiggins' character Mitch outside a convenience store. Linklater delivered the short moment in a calm, friendly way that fits the tone of the film. He enjoys making cameos because they let him slip into the world he is building. His appearance is not meant to draw attention. It works more like a small signature hidden in the background. The cast said Linklater's presence on screen helped them relax because it showed he was invested in every part of the film. The cameo also reflects his personal connection to the story, which came from his memories of growing up in Texas. He wanted viewers to feel like they were stepping into a real community, and appearing as a quiet, friendly stranger helped reinforce that. Fans often enjoy spotting the cameo once they know it exists. It feels like a small reward for paying close attention. Linklater went on to include cameos in other films, yet this one remains special because Dazed and Confused was a passion project shaped by his own past. His moment on screen adds a small, warm touch that fits the spirit of the film. Fact 16. Casting for Dazed and Confused was wide open. Instead of a tight controlled system, the team let almost anyone audition if they matched the age range or the general vibe of a 70s teen. Word spread fast through Austin and nearby towns. Teens lined up outside the casting building because they heard the movie needed fresh faces and wanted people who looked real. Some were students with no acting dreams. Others were locals who just wanted to see what a movie audition felt like. Linklater liked that energy because he wanted the cast to feel mixed and natural. Extras came from those open calls too. Many of them had never been near a camera. The crew liked the look of real teens with different styles, since it made the school setting feel lived in. A few actors who later became well known said they only went because a friend dragged them along. The open calls added a raw feel to the whole project and set the tone for how the film approached performance. It was not about perfect lines, it was about presence and honesty. That simple approach helped shape the world of the movie and made the cast look like a real group instead of polished actors placed together by force. Fact 17. The short moment with the football coach telling Randall Pink Floyd to sign the no drinking pledge came from a real teacher Linklater knew in high school. He said the teacher pushed the team to act clean and strict outside of school while ignoring how the real world worked. The pledge in the film was not made up. Some schools in Texas used forms like that during the 70s and early 80s. Players had to promise to avoid drinking and other things, even though most teens did not take the rules seriously. Linklater remembered the pressure and how odd it felt to be told to follow rules that the adults around them did not always follow either. He put that feeling into the scene. The tone is short yet sharp because it shows how teens are caught between fun and control. Actor Cole Hauser said he watched real coaches to match their posture and tone. Linklater told the cast that the scene should feel like a small moment with a big shadow over the rest of the story. The pledge became a thread that followed the film, even though it is just a simple sheet of paper held up by a coach trying to keep order. Fans later said the scene felt real because it showed how school authority could feel strict and out of touch at the same time. Fact 18. Linklater wanted the movie to feel true to the town that shaped him, so he filmed in local spots he knew well. Some were normal hangouts for teens during the 70s and 80s. He used streets where he once cruised with friends and fields where teens gathered at night. A few stores in the film were real working places at the time of shooting, which meant the crew had to move fast so customers were not interrupted. People in Austin recognized the spots and felt proud that the film showed their town without big changes. The cast liked shooting in real places because it gave them a sense of history. They could feel the heat, the dust, and the space that teens in the 70s moved through. Linklater kept things simple, so the natural look of Austin showed through. That choice helped shape the grounded tone of the movie and gave it a sense of place that many teen films miss. Some locations no longer exist, which makes the movie an accidental time capsule. Fans still visit the ones that remain because the spots look almost the same as they did back then. That local feel helped make the movie timeless and warm. Fact 19. Matthew McConaughey was not set for the film at first. He only got involved because he met the casting director at a bar in Austin. They talked about movies, and the director liked McConaughey's calm voice and easy style. He asked him to try a small role. McConaughey went to the audition and gave the character a laid-back charm that stood out right away. Linklater saw something in him that felt perfect for the story. The role soon grew into one of the most memorable parts of the film. McConaughey worked hard to shape the tone of the character, yet he also stayed open to the loose style of the movie. He tried lines in different ways and relaxed into the rhythm of the group. Even though he was new, he fit with the cast and set the mood for several scenes. His work in the film later became a major turning point in his career. The story of how he joined became a famous part of the film's history and showed how chance meetings can change everything. Fact 20. Linklater designed the movie to feel like a single hot Texas day that stretched into the night. He wanted viewers to sense the heat, the boredom, and the restless energy that comes when school ends for summer. The crew used warm tones and soft light to match that feeling. Actors said the heat was real because they filmed during warm months in Austin. Some scenes were shot during long stretches of sunlight, so the sweat on screen was not fake. Linklater planned the story like a slow drift where time did not matter, and the point was the feeling of the day. He wanted the audience to remember what it felt like to be young with nothing to do, yet everything to feel. This idea shaped how scenes were placed and how characters moved through the day. The film has no tight plot on purpose. It follows mood more than action. That simple idea became one of the reasons the film still stands out. It captures a very specific feeling and holds it from start to end. That choice helped the film last for decades because everyone knows that feeling of heat and freedom. And there you have it, 20 weird and surprising facts about Dazed and Confused, the movie that didn't just capture teen life, it changed how we remember the 70s. If you love this deep dive, hit like, subscribe, and smash that bell for more behind-the-scenes secrets from the greatest movies ever made.